So this video is going to be a little different. This video is going to be kind of like a travelogue. Went on a trip, and it's a video more about the trip than about the weight loss journey, if you will. But it's also just about my life and my family.
So it's early morning, first day camping. Birds are up, so I'm up. But everyone else is still asleep. I'm probably slightly annoyed at hearing my voice, even though I'm trying to keep it down. Had really good barbecue chicken last night, and corn, and then s'mores around the campfire. And then it's me, and if I can figure out how to move around with my hip acting up, I'm gonna make myself some coffee. So this is one of our stops, Confusion Hill. Now my hip is sort of acting up, and the pathways back there are not really level ground, so I'm letting the kids go by themselves. Confusion Hill this is one of those wacky tourist attractions, but if you recognize this guy, you should know this was also the actual inspiration for the Disney show Gravity Falls. This was the place that they went to and said, you know what, this would make a really cool show if we did all kinds of weird stuff there. So, Confusion Hill. Highly recommended. It was a little more fun when they had Tony the Train Guy, but it's still an okay place. And here is another interesting sight. This is the grandfather tree. I cannot possibly explain the scale of this tree. It's 3 trees, so 3 generations, hence grandfather, conjoined at the trunk. It's an extremely girthy tree, therefore. There's a lot of stuff to see here. It's the Avenue of the Giants, north of Leggett on Highway 101 in California. Just some quiet campfire vibes. Hey, good morning. It's Sunday, and I'm filming inside the car for 2 reasons. One, just for privacy, so I can talk about private issues. Well, not private with you, but private with the rest of the world. And 2, because it's very, very cold out there. Very cold night. It's still only about 56 degrees. And it's very cold, and I wasn't prepared for cold weather, but I was prepared for some cold weather. Anyway, camping. So, kids are having fun still. I'm mostly having fun. Physical limitations are hitting me really hard. Really, really, really hard. I'm going to say embarrassing things. Trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. Don't proceed forward if you don't want to hear hard truths about being old and fat and other things. So it's about 70 steps on uneven ground, well, mostly even, not too bad, to get from the campsite to the restroom. So mostly I haven't made it, and sometimes I just haven't bothered, like going, there's no way I'm going to make it in time. I have incontinence underwear that I brought, but it is not sufficient. It's not designed for constant use. Overnight, I've been trying different solutions, all of which have failed, because I'm on an inflated mattress that's only 12 inches tall, so basically I'm still getting up off the ground. The ability to get up off the ground while fighting gravity of 2 bad knees, 1 bad hip, and bladder control all simultaneously, I didn't think was going to work, even though I do have a camp potty set up in the tent. I still have to get from lying in bed to squatting over it. So that's why I'm trying to find solutions that don't involve that, because I just figured that was going to be a failure. But I don't know if I can fail worse than I failed last night. So yeah, I have been mostly spending the time at the camp. Kids have been running around doing a lot of fun activities, which is good. I wish that I could be there to see them, but it's an even further walk to get to where the activities are. Now, tonight, the plan is that I'm going to drive to the parking lot near the office, because then it will be closer and not as much uneven ground, because there is uneven ground from here to the activities, and hopefully be able to participate in those. It's just the times when I'm not dealing with moving around and being frustrated at my own body have actually been enjoyable. But the times where I've been dealing with pain, which has been crazy. I mean, I'll have my leg slightly extended while sitting, and I'll move to, because my leg feels uncomfortable, my knee feels uncomfortable. So in order to make my knee comfortable, I put it at 90 degrees, which suddenly hurts my hip, even though I'm just sitting there. So yeah, it's not been fun being smacked in the face with the reality of bad joints. In the meantime, however, cell signal is really bad. So what I did is when we were driving, I noticed I had a voicemail because I was in somewhere where there was good cell signal. And I missed a phone call from the gastric bypass surgeon's office. So I returned it, asked them to call me on July 5th. We'll get some sort of update on that. So the answer is I don't think I can do a camping trip like this again without either some kind of taller bed or less weight or better knees. So, yes. But like I said, overall it's been fun. Kids have had fun. And that's, as a dad, I will tell you, that's a very high priority, to make sure that kids have fun. I mean, that's honestly the thing I feel worst about, is that I'm worried that my not being able to participate in the fun is going to affect their fun. But they're teenagers, and they're getting along well. So it's just my two daughters and the oldest daughter's boyfriend. So they're getting along well. He's a pretty quiet fellow. So the oldest daughter's kind of the instigator of a lot of the fun. But it's working out, and there's a lot of activities that they're doing. And I will try to get video of some of it, or pictures of some of it, that I can include. They do a lot of fun, wacky games here, and this year they've decided on a Harry Potter theme. So, they've been enjoying it. All right, it's Tuesday. Still feeling kind of tired. I like camping. I like being in the outdoors. I've mentioned that many, many times. The pain of my knees, both knees, but mostly the left knee and my left hip have been really bad. And I've already covered that issue earlier. I haven't weighed myself because my daughters took it upon themselves to clean and reorganize the bathroom, which involved kind of hiding my scale. So we'll figure out my weight another time. But tonight I have a webinar with the gastric bypass weight loss surgeries surgeon. It's a webinar because I do kind of like a group thing, and then you provide more details if you want to go forwards, and then they get more direct counseling and etc., etc. I've been through this, well, I've been not this far, but I've been through a sort of big group meeting twice. So I know what it's about, and I've been reluctant to do weight loss surgery for various reasons, because I know it is really, to do it properly, it is a lifelong commitment. It's not a diet, it's not a temporary thing, it's you have to eat this prescribed small amount of food, and certain specific kinds of food are prohibited, and this is what you should be doing for the rest of your life. Now, obviously, people don't always do that. They undo what the surgery has done, and they regain some weight, which is, I mean, the doctors know it's going to happen, because the one doctor that explained it fairly well to me said that most people wind up halfway between their goal weight and their starting weight. That's just where they wind up long term. So we shall see. I know I've probably gained some weight over camping because just eating more and not being able to be very active, I know that my calorie has not been a deficit. It's been extra calories. So I will provide an update probably tomorrow morning when I can get a weight, and also with an update about the surgery information that I got. So it's going to be a bigger update. I'm going to try to gather as much camping photos as I can. My plan, hopefully, if it works, you'll already have seen it. I'll have some sort of collage of camping stuff. Unfortunately, I didn't take as many pictures, partly because I was sort of stuck at the campsite. But the kids had a fun time, so I will try to get as many photos as I can from their cameras and their phones, and just to share, because, you know, it's important to live your life. You don't want to spend all your time locked up. I know it's hard. It's hard to move around. Trust me. I don't move around. I mean, I try to move around more now, but honestly, if I didn't have the kids, I would just be stuck at home, ordering grocery delivery or whatever. It's very easy to cut yourself off from the world because it's hard to move around, because you're embarrassed, because you're fat, because of a lot of things. But don't. Stay connected to the world. Stay connected to people you care about and people who care about you. Find a social group. Find a church. Find a mosque. Find a temple. Find something to engage your mind, engage your soul, and get your body off the couch, says the guy sitting on the couch. Well, it's another in the car segment, because my daughter is getting physical therapy, and I just made some phone calls. So I got the referral to a doctor that's very qualified, very recommended for gastric bypass. Attended their webinar where they present to you your options and explain everything, and this is prior to a direct meeting with the actual surgeon. Unfortunately, I have hit a wall because this particular surgeon, though very, very well qualified, does not accept the state of California's medical insurance. They only accept the federal government medical insurance. Now, I have both insurances, which is good, because what happens is the federal government covers the bulk of it, and then the state covers the what's left. And that's going to be in the thousands. I don't know what the total cost is, but it's roughly 20% wouldn't be covered. So let's say it's $10,000 for the operation. Well, that's $2,000. That there's no way I can pull that out of my pocket. I don't think there's any options easy for that for me. So I'm going to see if I can find a referral to someone who accepts both, because then, like I said, the one insurance would pick up what the other insurance doesn't. So wish me luck on that one. Keep me in your prayers. I took my weight this morning. It was roughly what I thought it was going to be. It was clothed, and I know roughly how much my clothes weigh. So it's a gain. I knew it was going to be a gain. I knew I hadn't been doing that great before camping, and I knew camping was just going to screw everything up. But, sorry, it's 480. The good news is that that's still 70 down. Bad news is that that's a gain. So let's get back on the ball and try to figure out what referrals we can do at this point. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully I can get enough pictures to put together a little montage of stuff we did at camp.